Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Daivasura Sampad, Vibhaga Yoga, chapter 16, verse 2. We have already seen 14 Deivi Sampads. Now the 15th one, Apaisuna. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Dhanam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastavaharjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodaham Tyagashantirapaishunam Daya Bhudeshvaloluktvam Mardavam Hrirachapalam Tejashamadridishaucham Adroho Nadimanitam Bhavanti Sampadam Deivim Abhijadasya Bharatam. This is one of the time pass for many people. If you don't have any work or if you join with the friends, then this is a common practice for all the people. Apaisuna is a quality which needs to be developed. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, looking for commissions and omissions of others, finding fault with others, and making sure that everyone else knows about these limitations is called Paishuna. So, what you do is when somebody is not there, you discuss with your friends, that fellow is an idiot. You laugh at him. You go on talking about that fellow. It is, Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, it is all right to talk about the good qualities of a person when he is not there, when he is not present. But talking about the defects of others, looking for problems, exaggerating them, it is natural for everybody. Even if he has done a small mistake, we will try to exaggerate so that we can laugh. And presenting them out of context. This is Paishuna. In other words, Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, gossiping is Paishuna. So many of us will be doing this. Why we should not do gossiping? That we will see later. Why gossiping is done? Because Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, we are not happy with ourselves. Through gossip, one tries to find a way to escape. Gossiping spoils the mind and the mind of the other persons who hears it. It is destructive in nature. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, it is better to look at the problem that creates pressure in us than to talk about someone else. This will lead to Apaisuna. You don't talk about somebody else when he is not there, especially when he is not there. Laugh at him, laugh at his defects. It spoils your mind and it spoils the mind of others also. That is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. Swami Chinmayananda says, it is absence of crookedness or unmalicious tongue. Swami Chinmayananda says, the ugliness or beauty of the tongue is ordered by the personality behind it. So if you ask somebody to speak, then you can within 15 minutes you can find out whether this person is a good person or not. Because everything comes out through the speech. A shattered person will seek self-gratification in malicious candle mongering. Swami Chinmayananda says, the soft fleshy tongue can often become more devastating than the most destructive missile. Wonderful. I will repeat this word, this sentence. Swamiji says, the soft, fleshy tongue can often become more devastating than the most destructive missile. How much we should be careful while speaking. This one sentence is enough. One wrong word uttered, it is most destructive than the worst missiles. It will pierce the heart. It will break the heart. It will break the friendship. It will break all the relationships. So, Swami Chinmayananda says, a seeker should ensure that his speech echoes his inner fragrance of the soul. If you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you are improving in your this thing. Your speech should show a speech with softness of tone, clarity of expression, honesty of conviction, power of bringing a clear picture in the listener's mind with no veiled meaning, overflowing with sincerity, devotion, and love, become the very autobiography of the speaker's personality. I don't, these words cannot come from the mouth of an ordinary person. This itself shows what is the, we cannot judge the Swamijis. We are not, we should not. But however, the words coming out of his mouth proves that he is a realized soul. Wonderfully he says, a speech with softness of tone, clarity of expression, honesty of conviction, power of bringing a clear picture in the listener's mind with no veiled meaning, overflowing with sincerity, devotion, and love. This is the autobiography of the speaker's personality. That sweet speech can come only when the mind is at peace. So we have till the we have seen up to Shanti, Ahimsa, Satyam, Akrodaha, Tyaga, Shanti. That means you are at peace. Only when you are at peace, the words coming out of your mouth will be as sweet as honey. That is what Swamiji says. Saint Tiruvallur also has given 10 wonderful verses. I cannot ignore Saint Tiruvallur. He has given wonderfully all 2 sentences. Each sentence, each verse, it derives the point to the maximum. He has given this under the head Puranguramai. Aranguran alla seyinum oruvan Puranguran endral enidhu. He says, whether you are doing any good thing or not, you are following dharmas or not. Sir, I am an ordinary person, sir. What you are speaking, dharmas and all, I don't have time to hear all these things. He says, you don't have to do anything. At least don't talk ill about others behind their back. Aranguran alla seyinum oruvan Puranguran endral enidhu. Then the next one. Aranazhiyi அல்லவை செய்தலின் தீதே புறநழியி பொய்த்து நகை. Again, wonderful verse. Many people do this. When somebody comes before you, you smile at him, you greet him, maybe you will give him a warm hug. Come. I have seen you after a long time. What a wonderful surprise you have given. All these words you utter before his face. You serve him food, everything. The moment he goes away from your house, then you will say, this idiot, this nonsensical fellow, suffering like anything. Now he thinks too much of himself. This will be your... He says, Aranazhiyi allavai seidalin தீதே புறநழியி பொய்த்து நகை. This sin of smiling, when that person is there and talking ill about him and laughing behind his back, is worse than any other sin you commit. It is the most, He says this thing should not be done. You smile when he is there, and when he goes out, you talk ill about him. This is an atrocious sin. That is what he says. Then he says, Puranguri poituyir valdalin sadal arangutrum akatar. If you have to carry on your life, most of us discuss about somebody else when he is not there. He says, if you have to carry on your life by talking ill about others when they are not there, he says it is better to die. That will be more beneficial to you. If you have to talk ill about others in their absence and carry on your life, it is better to die. That is what he says. Then the next one, கண்ணின்று கண்ணறச் சொல்லினும் சொல்லர்க முன்னின்று பின்னோக்கா சொல். Again a wonderful verse. If you want to say something about somebody, you tell him in front of his face, Hare Radhakrishnan, you are a useless fellow. You are doing this, I don't like it. Don't do this. You tell him in front of him. Before he says, he may like it, he may take it, he may not take it. You have to tell it in such a way. In his absence, don't say anything ill about him. That is what he says. The next one is, Aranjollum Nenjattan Anmai, Puranjollum Punmayar Kanapadu. He says, some people speak highly about dharmas. Daily morning to evening, you will say, oh, this dharma you have to follow, that dharma you have to follow. You will be advising, you have to carry on your life like this. He will be saying all these things. How will you know that person is a good fellow, following the dharmas, or a good person? How will you know? Just see whether he is practicing what he is preaching. If he speaks ill about others behind their back, then he is an hypocrite. He is a useless fellow. That is what he says. Then he says, Piranbari Kuruvan Tanbariyullum Tirandharindu Kurapadu. Suppose if you talk ill about others in their absence, in a friend's group or any group, then Thiruvallur warns you. The moment you leave, behind your back, all of them will say something about you, ill about you. If you go on talking ill about the others behind their back, then whichever group you are there, the moment you leave, they will also talk ill about you. That is what he says. Pagacholli kelir piripar, nagacholli natpadal tetradal. See, when somebody is not there, that is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati also said. Somebody is not there, you should talk good about him. Even a bad person will have some good qualities. Even a good person will have some bad qualities. So you talk about the good qualities and strengthen the friendship. If you don't do that, the person who speaks ill about others in their absence, he will create a division among the friends. Because he will go and say, this fellow is that worst fellow, he will say to X. Y, he will say X is worst fellow. To Z, he will say X and Y are worst fellow. This is the same work he will be carrying throughout his life. To avoid his friendship. Then he says, Tunniyar Kutramum Tutrum Marabinar, Yennai Kul Edilar Matu. Edilar Matu. He says, even if the person is a saint, somebody, you will be a respected guru for this fellow, but still you will find fault with him. Because his nature is to find fault with others. Whoever he says, he will find fault and he will talk behind the back and laugh. This person will find fault with even a saint or a guru or a teacher, whomsoever. If that is the case, then Thiruvallur wonders. Then if somebody unknown person is, suppose, not a known friend, not a good friend, then this fellow, how much he will talk about that fellow? This person who finds fault, how much he will talk? He wonders. Then he says, Arannoki Atrungal Vayam, Urannoki Punsol Uraipan Porai. Even Mother Earth will regret. Oh my God, I have to feed this fellow also. I have to support this fellow's sustenance also. She will regret if you are such a person, if you are going to talk ill about others and carry on your life. Then finally he says, Edilar Kutrambol Tangutram Kangirpin Tidundo Mannum Uyirku. Again a wonderful verse. Simple two lines. He sends a missile. Edilar Kutrambol Tangutram Kangirpin Tidundo Mannum Uyirku. The way you observe others' mistakes in others, you are finding fault with all the others. That is why when they are not there, you are speaking about them. If you can see the same mistakes in yourself, then naturally what you will do? You will correct yourself. When you correct yourself by seeing the mistakes in yourself, then your life becomes a wonderful life. Even all the living beings will become happy. So remember the saying of Swami Vivekananda. He said, correct yourself. The world will correct itself. That means when you correct yourself, each one starts correcting himself. The world will become the happiest place. That is why Bhagavad Gita also we are reading. We are reading Bhagavad Gita because everything flows from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is millions of years back. This has been said. So, Thiruvalur says, Edilar Kutrambol Tangutram Kangirpin. The way you are looking at others' faults, if you see your faults, Tidundo Mannum, then the world will become a happy place. There is no difficulty for all the living beings. Hence, Bhagavan Krishna here says, practice Apaisuna. Shri Bhagavan Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Danam Dhamascha Yagyascha Swadhyayastabharjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodaham Tyagashantirapaishunam Daya Bhudeshvalolutvam Mardavam Hrira Chabalam Tejashamadridishaucham Adrogo Nadimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Deivim Abhijadasya Bharatam. Next Deivi Sampad we will see tomorrow. Harihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana